WHIP, this is the main event. We are back. Ethan Miller, Zach Demuse, Tyler Sandora, and in the building, we got North Philadelphia native out of the Haverford School High School. He was the 2015 Gatorade Pennsylvania Player of the Year. In 2016-17, he was named the Philadelphia Big Five First Team and named Big Five Most Improved Player of the Year. 17-18, he was one of two players to start all 33 games for the Temple Owls basketball team, and this season he's leading the Owls in points and assists with 19 points a game, 5 assists a game, 3-time AAC Player of the Week this season. Shizz Alston in the studio with us. Welcome to WHIP, Shizz. Isn't it beautiful?
It's
beautiful here, isn't it?
Glad to be here.
We appreciate you coming in. Zach and Tyler, we're on the show every Thursday from 11 to 12. It's the main event, and this is pretty awesome. You know, you're having a great season.
Yeah.
Team's looking, we're looking good.
Yeah, tournament hopes. Hopefully.
Tournament hopes. Let's just start off and talk a little bit about how you evolved as a player from your freshman to senior year.
Right.
Now you're able to. The years prior, you were trying to figure out if you were going to be the guy who takes over games, the guy who takes that final shot.
Right.
I feel like in the first 3 years of your career at Temple, you were learning more than being the guy. Would you say that? I mean, a little last year, it was a little different than your freshman, sophomore year. But would you agree or disagree with that?
No, I definitely would agree. We had some older guys on our team when I was a sophomore, junior, and I would defer to those guys a little bit for them to take the last shots. But I watched a lot of film and seen how I could have picked my spots more and gave us more of an advantage to win in past years. So I decided as a senior going out, put the team on my shoulders a little bit and just try to lead, not always taking the last shot, but putting guys in right spots and making the best plays.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that, being able to be that guy that, is a leader on the team and is able to take those last second shots and is able to, be the floor general,
right,
as we like to call you. You got 5 more games left in the season. Tulsa on Saturday.
Right.
Most likely, you're obviously one game at a time. That's the most important thing. One game at a time. But would you say that you're a little nervous? You're a senior. You're coming down to the final end of your career in college. We'll talk about after college and what you're thinking. But this is different than most years because this year, this is your last opportunity to do it. So. Would you say you're letting that? Are you taking advantage of that? How are you letting that come to you in?
More sense of urgency than ever now. I'm playing every game like it's my last. I'm going out there giving everything I got every game because, like you said, it's my last year. It's my last opportunity to do something for Temple, and I want to go out with a bang. And I told my teammates, especially while I'm here for Coach Dunphy and Coach Dunphy's last year, I want to go out with a bang for him. So yeah, like you said, it's more of a sense of urgency this year because there's no next year for me. How's
that dynamic been with Fran and McKee being the two guys? How's that type of? Because we're all wondering, and it's obviously working because you guys are doing great this season, and the dynamic seems like it's working. But would you say it's been easier or harder for the team with those two guys?
I'll say easier. I mean, it's a testament to those two guys' character. They're two great guys. I wouldn't want to be coached by any two, guys.
That's great.
In the city or in the country. They're two great guys, and it shows by a record. For them to put that aside and just know that it's for us, no matter what the situation was. With the next year, who's going to be the coach. No matter about anything about that, they put it aside, and every day they're just coming in for us to win, and that just shows their character. So I love them for that.
Yeah, Shiz, we actually want to go back to last season, right? And you talked about some older guys in your team like Obi and Josh Brown, those type of guys, right? The true leaders. Okay, as last season ended, you guys weren't able to make it into the tournament that year. You knew as the season ended that this now. I say you knew, but that's actually my question. What was your thought? Like, as that season ended, is your thought, this is my team now? Or is this like, okay, let me try to transition? And if you think that it was going to be your team, how did you really get that mindset of the players around you to be like, you know what? we still have the talent and the capability to do this thing next year for Coach Dumpf, for Aaron McKee and all those guys. Did you really take that leadership role immediately, or do you kind of transition into that a little bit slowly?
Immediately. It's all leading by example with me. I got in the gym probably 10 days after we lost to Penn State. Those are some of my close friends, Tone Carr, Lamar Stevens. And as soon as we lost that game to them, I was right back in the gym, working hard, challenging the guys to play pickup 5-on-5, just changing the culture. I felt like, we need to get the culture back to the winning ways. When Coach McKee was here, guys like Lynn Greer, Khalif Wyatt, Deontay Christmas, guys like that, when it was a winning culture, and they were getting to the tournament every year. So I felt that I needed to change the culture a little bit, being as though it's my senior year. And, as you see, it's working pretty well for us. We're very competitive. We always don't make shots, and we don't make the smartest plays sometimes, but we're one of the most competitive teams in the country, and that shows by our work ethic.
One thing that's kind of been apparent this year is, when you guys have those guard-heavy lineups, kind of putting Justin Hamilton in because he's kind of more versatile big man. He can kind of run with the guards and stuff.
Right.
Is that something you guys have really focused on this year? Because it seems to be working a little bit better when you can get up the floor, and it seems like that's kind of your game.
I've been a huge Justin Hamilton fan since he got here. He was a little skinny like I was when I got here, so I seen the comparison in us. And I was big on Coach Dumpf giving him a chance. I was telling him, keep working, your chance is going to come, because you don't see athleticism and length like him, walking around.
For sure.
And I love Ernest as our center, as our starting center. He's our senior leader. But Justin just gives us a new dynamic. Like you guys see, I've been throwing a lot of alley-oops to him, and he's been going to get them, things like that. So like you said, it just gives us a new dynamic, another thing that opposing team has to focus on.
For sure.
How are you guys going to most of the time, every season you guys start off strong. We'll see you 6-1. This season, last season, tough loss against LaSalle, but you started the season off against them this year. Beat them. You beat Detroit. You beat Georgia. You beat Loyola Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
Tough loss against VCU, but then you go against Cal. You beat them. You beat Missouri, St. Joe's. You're taking care of business. You're rolling.
Right.
Then you see Villanova. You take an L, get a few big wins. You've been on and off for most of the season. Then you saw Cincy and Houston later this season, lost 2 to them.
Right.
Then you won 4 out of your last 5, and everybody's questioning right now if you guys are going to make the tournament. You can't deny that because you're on the team, and I'm sure you get it all the time, and I'm sure it's annoying as hell. I'm sure us talking about going if you could get into the tournament is annoying, but our listeners that are Temple students and people die to see you guys in March.
Right.
It is so fun. My freshman year when I was able to watch you guys, and I guess Iowa, we don't have to talk about that. We'll both cry about it, but it's so exciting, and it adds some feeling to the campus.
Definitely.
And in the back of your mind, do you feel, does that add any pressure to a college athlete? Does that add, do you feel that you would let down the students if you didn't get to the tournament? I want to know for a college athlete, do you guys feel that pressure? Is that like a serious pressure or?
I wouldn't say pressure. Like for me, I'm a little different than most guys because I'm a Temple fan first. Like you said, I'm from North Philly, so I was a Temple fan all my life, and I sat in the shoes of wanting Temple to make the tournament. Like that was a big thing for me. That's a big thing for North Philly. It's a big thing for the community. So I'm a fan first, and anytime I put the fans first before anything, and making the tournament is big for the fans. I know how this campus can get. I know how North Philly can get. The community can get if we win the tournament. If we make it to the tournament, hopefully we can win.
It's a rally, we go and win it.
If you win it, we're on Broad Street.
Right, we're on Broad Street, but you know what I'm saying? So it's a big thing. So, it's not pressure, but it's just anxiousness. I really want it for the fans.
Right.
I really want it for Coach Dumpf. I really want it for a lot of guys.
Yeah, so speaking about Dumpf, right, and you talked about Justin Hamilton and how he was incorporated into the lineup. Dumpf is really kind of thinking about the lineup and how he's basically taking a game at a time, changing the starters up because just go back the first game of the season. People like Nate, they weren't in the starting lineup, right? He was kind of evolving little by little. And what does that really speak about Dumpf when you have Justin Hamilton and Nate Pierre-Louis, like they're now starters or every game's a little bit different. what does it really talk about Dump? Because you guys have been so successful this year and getting late into the season, only 5 games left or something like that, right? Yeah. He's actually changing the lineup. Like, if you're a coach, wouldn't you want to keep the same lineup because that's what's been successful? Right. What do you mean? What do you see by that?
It just shows him as a coach. He watches a lot of film, and I see him on the airplane watching film of the next games, and I see him doing things like that, and it just shows that every game is a different game plan. A lot of coaches we see, they try to use the same game plan versus different teams, but it's different styles. And coach knows that. He goes with his guys, he goes with his gut. He tells us all the time, it doesn't matter who starts, it matters who's finished. So as you guys watch the game, you'll see the same guys finishing most of the games, and that's all he cares about. But he sees matchups. He's a great coach. He sees all that stuff, and whatever decision he makes, I'm riding with it.
With the end of the season kind of developing the way it is, where you guys kind of have your backs against the wall. You can win all you can, but the loss really pushes you back over the cliff. Is that something you guys have been preaching, like how each little game is so close, and that South Florida game was so close, and you guys pulled it out, luckily. But is that something you guys have really been stressing, that we can't afford any more losses?
Yeah, definitely. Like you said, the wins matter. I mean, the wins, would keep us in the same place on the bubble, but the loss knocks you out. Right. So, it's win or go home attitude now. And I tell the guys, and for the last 6 or 7 games, I've been saying championships on 3 because every game's a championship. And for us, especially like South Florida, it came down to a free throw. One free throw could change, the whole thing. And we have a lot of games this year where we've been on the winning side of those things and the losing side, and it could have changed our season. Like, for example, Cincinnati, we're up 15 points for the majority of the second half, and late game situations we lose. If we win that game, we might not even be on this bubble. So things like that, we learned our lessons, and we're fighting through adversity, and we're just growing older each game.
So you talked earlier about people like Aaron McKee himself, and even Lynn Greer coming here, and then even your father came here. Yeah. What does it mean for you? Every game, put on that cherry in the red, go into the Liacouras Center, the biggest indoor venue on North Broad, to kind of hear your name, and the student section, the fans, and you got the band and everything. Do you have a pregame ritual? Is there something you have to do before the game and kind of calm your nerves down? Because if I was in your shoes, right, walking out there with the band and the student section and the PA announcer and the people going nuts and the cherry and the red, the TU, right, I'd get so into the moment. Now, do you really focus in the moment, or do you kind of have to block that out and say, you know what, I got to go play basketball?
Oh yeah, just definitely. I gotta go play basketball. You can't focus on that stuff too much because you'll get distracted on certain things. But I can say that's a big adjustment I got. Like you said, I was a fan first. So my freshman year, I'm walking there wow, this is what I've been dreaming of. But now I'm kind of used to it. It's all about winning now. I don't really hear the fans that much. When I'm playing, I hear them when we win. But when I'm playing, I don't really block them out. So I block them out a little bit. So it's more focused on winning.
Sure. You have a lot of support, not just from the fans, but from the community. Because I follow you on social media, and every game, every day, people are like, Shizz, good luck, do your thing. Our boy doing this, he doing that, which is awesome to see, because not only are you from right here, 5 minutes from here, it's special because all those people who saw you play and grow up are able to go 5 minutes and see you play 2-3 times a week, and that's pretty special and pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, why should I want to switch gears a little bit, and I want to talk about with Aaron McKee as the new head coach starting next season. I want to know, and I want you to tell us why more athletes from Philadelphia and Jersey, Delaware, why should they come to Temple over a school like Penn State or a Big 10, Big 12 school?
Oh, you said it best. Like you said, you follow me on social media, and you can see how much love and support you get in the city when your team's winning. And like you said, they can drive 5-10 minutes or even 30 minutes coming from Delaware or New Jersey to see their friends, family play. And it's nothing like that. It's difficult being away from home. I had a lot of friends who traveled away from home, and that's difficult. You don't have the same love and same support. But when you're in the city of Philadelphia, we rally around our guys. Philly guys, we rally around them. And you can see whether it been Aaron McKee or even Tone Carr, he didn't go to Temple, but Philadelphia rallied around him and him going to Penn State. So if you're in the city, you'll get a lot of love from the city, and I think that's why guys should, want to come here.
Yeah, and talking about Tone and Lamar, them at Penn State, and did you ever I've never gotten this out of you because I want to know. Did you ever think of joining that team at State? Did that ever go through your head, or was that never a question? Were you like, I'm gonna go do my own thing, and you guys go ahead?
It wasn't more doing my own thing, but like you said, it's hard to turn Temple down. Like that's North Philly. That's North Philly University. You know, it's hard to it's hard to go away from Temple. But those are my guys. Definitely, I thought about playing with them. I won't say I thought about going to Penn State, but I thought about
never go there.
Yeah,
never go there.
I love Pat Chambers and those guys, but I thought about playing with them. I won't say I thought about. I can't say I wanted to go, to Penn State over Temple, but I definitely thought about playing with those guys.
So as the season ends, right, 5 games left, hopefully a lot more games coming up in the next few weeks, next few months here. What's your mindset for the team next year? Are you like, and I don't mean to rush the end of the season or anything, but you got to start thinking about it. Are you prepared to kind of leave your legacy behind? Like, what's the mindset going into that? Who are you looking at the team? And I'm sure they could all be great leaders. But is there one or two specific players that you're like, so and so can really lead this team, and I'm going to come back next year. I'm going to watch them. I'm going to be proud of them. But if this person takes leadership, I think we're fine. Is there one specific player? Or is it a kind of bunch of people?
We need to get you a box of tissues for this one.
First I'll say I'm excited for the next year because of Aaron McKee. Like I really want him to do well, regardless of the individual players. I want them to do well too. But I really want his first year to be special. That's the type of guy he is. I want that for him in a major way. But when it comes from the player standpoint, I think you gotta look at Q and Nate. Quentin Rose and Nate Pierre Louis. Those two guys are. They're special talents. They go out there, they play hard every game, and they're just special talents. And I feel like they could definitely lead the team next year. And with the first-year head coach like Coach McKee, I think those guys will be good for him. Their experience, they know how to play. They've been through adversity, so things like that. So I think Nate and Q are definitely two of the leaders I'm looking forward to seeing.
Is that going to be, like, how memorable is that going to be for you to come back next year and see, those guys kind of doing what you did this year and see how Aaron McKee's, handling the team? How are your thoughts about, like, going back and seeing them?
It's going to be great. I would say I can't wait, but I can wait for that. I want to get the season first. But after the season, I can't wait to go back and see. And hopefully I can come in the summertime and just see how the whole dynamic is, see what things change, see how things are getting better. But like I said, I'm so excited for Coach McKee and just what he can bring to the table, and for him having this opportunity. I've seen him play with the Sixers and everything. For him to get this opportunity to be a head coach is going to be special for me to see.
Is this sort of feels like a storybook ending where you're a Temple fan your whole life, you get to come here, you play really well, and then Dump's on his way out as you're on your way out? Is that something you've kind of thought about? Like, that's something you'd see in a movie, I feel like.
Definitely. Hopefully Denzel could play me in a movie.
Is that your choice?
Yeah, that's Denzel.
North Philly made.
Yeah. Temple made, North Philly made, Denzel.
Shout out.
Denzel Washington.
That's awesome.
We'll have to send that.
But no, it is like a storybook ending. It would be very, very storybook. We make a run in the tournament and we get North Broad Street popping. But definitely Coach Dump's last year, my last year, Temple fan all my life, and then a Temple guy like Aaron McKee coming in next. It's just special.
Two great guys, right? Aaron McKee, Fran Dunphy, legendary people all around the city of Philadelphia, all around the United States. But one of the things that we noticed, that because at WHIP we do broadcast all your home games up there, one of the things we noticed before the game begins is Aaron McKee's the type of guy to be with you on the floor. He has the warm-ups on, he's giving you passes, he's giving you tips. While Dumph is almost in the background. We don't really see him that much before the game. He might be in his office prepping, watching more film. So there's two great basketball minds there, but they're a little different. Can you maybe go into a little bit of what you kind of get from Coach McKee and, what we can kind of look forward to, his kind of playing style, his coaching style, because it is a little different from Dumph, but it's still, world-renowned, if you want to say.
Don't tell Coach Dumph this, but the biggest difference is his age. I don't think I want Coach out there rebounding for the game.
But that's true, though.
Yeah, but no. The styles are a little different. Coach McKee played in the NBA for a while, so I think he'll bring more of an NBA style system where he wants to get up and down the floor. And Coach, he coached at Penn, and he has a lot of different sets for shooters, guys like me, and a lot of different ways to move the ball and a lot more sets. Whereas Coach McKee's used to just the up and down pace of the game, ball screens, things like that. So those are little things different in those two. But they've been working together for a while now. So, their style, I'm pretty sure Coach McKee will implement some of Coach Dump's things into the offense and defense. But that's the biggest thing I would say. Like the NBA game mixed with the college game is the biggest difference I see.
I think playing in the AAC, it's pretty cool because you get to travel all over the nation.
Definitely.
And you get to see different cities all the time. I just want to know, a little off track and a little fun information that the fans can get from you. What was your favorite stadium to play in your college career?
Okay, so this is my favorite stadium.
In the AAC.
Yeah, my favorite stadium will be Wichita, but that might be the worst city.
Well, they just came into the conference.
Yeah, no disrespect to Wichita, but Kansas is not a fun city.
You would never go.
No,
You would say no way.
But the city I like the most is probably Tulane, like New Orleans and things like that. That's a very fun. And we played them during Mardi Gras a couple years ago, so that was a different experience for us. So
must have been a rough game.
Yeah. So
Rough and rowdy for Tulane.
Yeah.
Their stadium's not as nice as Wichita, because Wichita sells out everybody from that area. They have nothing better to do than come see them play.
Right.
No disrespect to Wichita. Hopefully we don't play them again. But the city I liked was probably New Orleans, but Wichita has the best arena. For
All
sure.
right, cool. Well, we're gonna head to the break, and we appreciate you for coming on today, and we're excited to watch you end the season. You got Tulsa on Saturday, and you go at Memphis against Penny Hardaway and the Crew, which is probably pretty cool to play against him.
Definitely.
Then Tulane at home, UConn away, and you finish the season against Taco Fall and the UCF Knights on March 9th, 4 o'clock at home. Zach, before we get off.
Yeah, one more thing. So we're all looking forward to the end of the season, right? Do you have some words? This is for Temple's campus. What are some words for Temple's fans as you guys go down the stretch? Because, as you said, your mindset is to play basketball. Right. So you might not embrace the fans or kind of take them in. Now's your opportunity. What would you say to the Temple campus, Temple fans of your team here?
I would just say if you guys come out and support us at the Leah Core Center, we'll definitely make it worth your while. Make a tournament run, and I know how this campus likes to party. So
yeah, man,
give us a reason to party.
Yeah, you guys show up.
Give us a reason, man.
We'll give you a reason to skip class on those Thursday or Friday before tournament week. So you guys show us love. We'll definitely give you guys a reason for those professors to cancel class.
And we'll be there. We know you got your back. Yeah.
You heard it from the man himself. Shizz Alston, point guard for the Temple Owls. We're excited to watch you and watch the team go at it at the end of the season. We appreciate you coming on. We're going to take a quick break. This is the main event. Ethan Miller, Zach Demuse, and Tyler Sandora back after these messages.